Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when four 90% win rate Smurfs battle it out in high diamond. There's a D1 in this game, and everyone else is D2 or D3 except for the Smurfs. Me and my buddy are in gold, and then the opposite 90% win rate Smurfs are in platinum. I knew this game was going to be tough from the get-go. Draven is a massive stomp champion, and it's really hard for Zach to gank a Draven since Draven can knock you out of the air with his axe throw. The only way you could possibly gank Draven is if he's out of mana or if Draven's E is already on cooldown. The other Smurf as well, who's on Syndra, can knock Zach out of his E instantly right as you're about to land on her with her E. So both of their Smurfs are completely ungankable. So this is just going to be a battle of who can kill the other person's teammates faster. And as you can see, the teams are very even. We have a 60% win rate. We have a 61% win rate player on our team. They have a 59% win rate player on their team. And then they have a 56% win rate player. And we have a 46% win rate player. Overall, just going based off of win rates alone and rank, their team does look stronger. But of course, come on guys, you gotta believe. We're going up against a Karthus jungle, which is a fine matchup for Zach. Neither one of you can really kill each other early. Going in for my full normal clear, starting with my bot lane. Now I'm doing golems and the raptors. Then I'm gonna push up, absolute full clear, and ganking on level 4. Zach's level 3 ganks are okay, but they're just not the best since his E range is very short, and if you show up too early on the map, you can leave yourself to get counter jungled and fall behind. Zach is an absolute level 6 menace and a level 11 unit. He scales insanely well, and you don't really want to go for a gank ever at level 2, and at level 3 it's very risky, so just gank at the end of your clear route here. Like we already talked about, ganking Draven is probably going to be a no-go. Same thing with the Syndra. If I try to gank it, either one of them can instantly stop my E-/CC, so it's just really no point of doing so I'm going to just path towards top. Their top laner is the only champion that can't cancel my E in progress. She's also playing hyper aggro. I get in the lane bush to get as close as possible to being able to gank her. And now I'm going to help my duo shove in the top lane, so she'll miss out on the minion gold and XP. My golems spawn back in, meaning my whole jungle is about to spawn back in, so I might as well back, get some items, and then I can path back towards top anyways. I see Draven is incredibly low on mana and overpushed, so instead I skip the golems and I'm going in for the gank anyways, because I know Draven doesn't have the mana to cancel my E. Him and Leona are just up way too far. They probably feel desperate to get some kills since 𝐒𝐿ista has died twice already. We don't actually get a kill out of the gank because they reacted pretty well and they had the tri-brush warded, but we get the Draven hill. He panicked a little bit there. I can tell they're starting to feel the pressure. My duo, who is 𝐒𝐿ista, did run exhaust on Tryndamere top against 𝐒𝐿ista. I actually recommended it to him and we were seeing really good results in it with this game. For those of you who didn't know, 𝐒𝐿ista's passive, whenever she's using the jump mechanic in her passive, gets slowed down drastically if you slow down either her movement speed or her attack speed. Since the exhaust slows down movement speed, it slows down her jumps dramatically. So whenever she's trying to jump away in a fight, she's moving away. If he drops exhaust, she basically can't even jump away. She's just stuck standing still because it's just super slow. I'm going to skip Gronk because 𝐒𝐿ista's shoved up. I use my sweeper and make sure it's not warded and hop right over that wall, smack her with the Q, smack her into a minion, and for good measure, Tryndamere uses his exhaust as well. 𝐒𝐿ista also used his ghost, which he's a bit of a goofball sometimes, but come on guys, old man 𝐒𝐿ista slips up every now and then. With enemies being down 3 kills now, I think they're starting to feel the pressure. They're probably flaming 𝐒𝐿ista in chat, telling her to stop dying, because all of a sudden their Syndra starts to slip up. Out of all people, she gets killed by our mid laner, which is just insane. Wouldn't expect that 90% win rate Smurf to get soloed by a 60% win rate player, so I assume there's some tilt involved or maybe some shenanigans. Then again, it is a Silas and he's really not easy for anyone to beat. If you were paying attention during the 𝐒𝐿ista gank, we saw Karthus's red had a great indicator on the minimap. That means that his spawning in are 50 seconds or less. So after killing 𝐒𝐿ista, I called it out for him to shove top, and then we'll go fight Karthus on his red buff. And since 𝐒𝐿ista's so far behind, there's no way they could win a 2v2. Sure enough, farm crack addict Karthus shows up. IE in, he flashes it. I hit him with the Q, flash into the 𝐒𝐿ista, knock them together, and hit them both with my ultimate. Karth players are very predictable since that champion only power farms for just about all of the game. Whenever his buff is spawning in, 9 out of 10 times he'll be there right there on that spawn, ready to clear it. So we just got 2 more kills. Their Syndra just got soloed. So you really know they're starting to feel the pressure at this point. Now I'm going to stay and clear out some of Karthus' jungle since there's no one to contest it. And since Kallista's already behind, who is the easiest person on the map to dive? Well, of course, it's Kalista. Got a big wave under her turret, flop a big fat E right on top, smack her against the turret, and I can stand there and tank shot after shot. I walk out of turret range with the last shot hitting, and then I can get back up with a lot of HP off of my passive. If their Kalista had picked something like Malphite or Maokai top, we would be in a bit of trouble. It'd be much more difficult to dive them, and once again, since Syndra and Draven hard counter Zac ganks, I wouldn't really be able to do much this game. Our Tryndamere top 𝐒𝐿e is so far ahead now, we don't have to just keep ganking him, so I look to set up a gank mid. Zac ganks really well from being deep in enemy's jungle, especially once you have 4 or more points in your E. Come up behind her, blue smiter, and ult her towards my Sylas. We get her flash and her heal as well. It's massive. I can just regank this now. My E's already back off a cooldown, and this is what makes Zac such a menace. Once he's around level 8 and up, and he has 4 to 5 points in his E, he's an absolute monster. Now I can just chill on this side of the jungle. I'm so tanky, even if Karthus shows up, it's not like he can kill me, I'll just walk away. If he doesn't show up, guess what? Syndra's about to get the beatdown of a lifetime, dude. WWE style, we're going to be coming over the wall, dropping a chair on her head, just like so. She has nowhere to go. I'm going to hit her with a Q, and then I was running back to hit her against a minion, but I couldn't quite get there in time. Sylas picks up the kill, and we're all good to go. Do note that if Sylas had not shown promise mid lane, I would not have ganked that. If Sylas was already hard losing, it wouldn't be worth my time, but since he'd gotten a lucky kill early, it made sense for me to go there at that point. And it was at this time that the game was over. Around the 11-minute mark, their whole team fully AFKs, but after we killed the Syndra, she AFK'd, and it seems like the Kalista is AFK'd at this point as well. So the Draven Leona never actually got a kill in lane. They didn't get a chance to. I think that one gank I gave bot was just enough. Draven not having that hill, having that little bit of pressure taken away from him, I think might have just barely saved our bot lane. I am really surprised our bot lane didn't die though. Nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a much shorter one than usual, but I'm happy to bring it to you. Also, shout out to 𝐒𝐿𝐿e. He is a god tier Tryndamere player, easily one of the best Tryndamere players on the server. Many people just don't know about him because he's an old man, and he streams on Facebook because he's a goon. So go ahead and check him out. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.